right, welcome to Two Guys One Take. I'm Noah, and that is Turner. And Turner, your clips are dead. How do we feel?
I'm not the most happy person about it just because this Nuggets OKC series is going to be absolute dog shit and like they are going to run away with it. I've said this whole time that I think the Clippers and OKC is going to be a way more fun series to watch, and now that it is the Nuggets, it's not even like the normal Nuggets. It's like a burnt out, like they only play six guys type of Nuggets that OKC is literally just going to fucking bend over and like daddy.
Yeah, if this was the championship Nuggets or even last year, maybe well not last year's, but if this was like the championship Nuggets with like that version of Michael Porter and Bruce Brown and like a decent and KCP and like a decent bench, then and plus these young guys, like if they had all that together, this would be a competitive series. But since they don't, this is like like OKC is like the opposite of Denver. Denver's the opposite of OKC. OKC can go 10 deep, whereas like Denver, I mean, is struggling to get to six if Russ is having a bad night or if Peyton Watson can't figure it out. So like, yeah, I'm with you. I think the Nuggets steal a game just off of like some crazy Jokic. Like he'll have like a 40-20 and like 8 night, and then other than that, I think it's going to be curtains for our friends in Denver.
Yeah. Well, I see OKC, I see the Clippers, or not the Clippers, the Nuggets, and they want to play the same, but they can't because obviously OKC is way younger. They have the dudes to do it. They have the one guy to revolve around, which is Shea, but they can also play around J Dub and even Lou Dort. Lou Dort is a great facilitator.
Chet.
Um, Chat too. I mean, Chat, yeah, he brings a fucking ball up all the time. But then, like with the Nuggets, Jokic walks the ball up. He posts a guy up. Aaron Gordon back cuts, Christian Braun back cuts, and fucking finds him somewhere every time. Or like Jokic will get to the cup, and then someone's open in the corner, and randomly fucking Russ is just the most terrible jump shot I've ever seen. And I mean, Russ shot 42% from three.
Yeah.
Jamal Murray shot 40% from three. Michael Porter Jr., I mean, he shoots well from three, but he doesn't shoot 44% from three.
Yeah.
Like, that was the series stats. Jokic, obviously, like, he's going to have his games. He shot 45% from three. In all honesty, I think that this Nuggets team got very lucky, and they should not be in the position that they are right now. And I think it's a case of the Nuggets getting lucky and then the Clippers just not fucking showing up because like Kawhi did his thing. Kawhi always does his thing.
Yeah.
But then obviously we got a classic James Harden in the playoffs.
No show in
No show.
two huge games, game 5 and game 7.
Yes.
Complete zero.
Yes. And like you need that from James Harden. And when
Yes.
Zoo isn't doing the same thing, like if James Harden doesn't drop 25, if Zoo doesn't drop 25, like it's over. And then there's Norm Powell that wants the ball every fucking possession. But I'm going to say it again. He does his weird little runner thing or he pulls
Yeah.
up in someone's face. And it's like he averaged 16 points like this offseason. Or not
Yeah.
offseason, this
This
playoff.
season.
And you can't, like, you need more production.
Yeah. This came down to the Nuggets have I mean the Nuggets have guys that if they're hitting shots from three especially, like Aaron Gordon, MPJ, Braun, Russ especially, if those guys are hitting shots from three, then you're not going to win. Whereas the Clippers, they have a similar situation. They have a little bit more star power with Harden, Kawhi, Zoo. They have a similar situation where it's like, hey man, if Nick Batum and Derek Jones hit three threes, you're probably going to lose. But they didn't do that. If Norm Powell hits four threes, you're probably going to lose. But they didn't do that. So it basically came down to the role guys for each team, which I would have taken the Clippers role guys 10 times out of 10, and they just didn't show up, whereas the Nuggets role guys did. And they were making shots, especially Russ, that I don't expect them to continue to make, but I feel like I was saying the same thing, and I don't think this is going to be a similar situation, but I was kind of saying the same thing about last year's Mavs team, where I was like Derek Jones, PJ Washington, like some of these guys that were
Yeah.
making shots around Luca. I was like, dude, really? This is what's going to happen, and they're going to beat OKC. And this is a different OKC team last year, but still, I was like, they're going to beat OKC, and then they just kind of did because they kept making those shots. They just kept doing it all the way to
Yeah.
the finals. I don't think Denver's going to do that, but it is if Russ shoots 40% from three again, then they will probably win two or three games like that. If he's going to do that, which I don't expect him to, but that's what's crazy.
It doesn't make sense to me, like, all year, Jamal Murray doesn't show up, but then as soon as the playoff happens, like, he's there. Like,
Yep.
he should be an all-star. Like, you would think, looking at his playoff games, that he was a regular season all-star, but that's not the case. And,
He
like,
has a really weird career.
yeah, he does have a really weird career, and it's like, why do you only show up in the playoffs? Like, are you just that kind of guy that you know you're gonna get to the playoffs, and then it's like, all right, time to turn it on type shit? But I have no clue, and
Yeah.
I mean, people in the comments, we got beef with them about it. I'll take the grave, but for my
Hey,
man, I'm glad his Nuggets. I'm glad his Nuggets went on.
I like watching Jokic, so like I'm happy to watch Jokic more. I guess it's just I had a lot of eggs in the Clipper basket because I felt like they were this sneaky team that could make a run in the West if I felt like they could give OKC a run for their money. The same way that I feel like Minnesota could, if they ultimately get to that point to play them, just with their length and their youth and athleticism, I feel like they can match it. The Clippers not as much youth and athleticism, but they just have a lot of length and good defenders, and they're well coached. So I just felt like they had a puncher's chance against a really good OKC team that, if we're being honest, OKC should run through the rest of the West the way that it's set up. But I felt like, just as somebody who wanted to watch, a good series, that's why I was rooting for the Clippers in that series or pushing for them. But I'll never complain about watching more Yoke. But it's just tough with, like, if any of those guys come back to earth, like Russ doesn't shoot close to that percentage from three. Same with Braun. Some of those guys that had a really good series. Then this will get really ugly. Is all I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I
the
mean,
only thing.
if they don't show up, it was also a case of the Clippers just kind of being old and not getting back on defense and not very good in transition.
Yeah,
And then obviously the Nuggets exploit that because you have Russ and Christian Braun, basically Russ 2.0, that's always
they
running
push.
full speed at the fucking hoop.
Yeah,
And randomly, I mean, they got bailed out. If you think about it, the one game Aaron Gordon buzzer beater that shouldn't have happened
yeah.
realistically. And then was that the same game they were down 20 or the Clippers were down 20 and came back?
That was the game
And
they came back. Yeah,
and then they almost did it the next night. Like
yeah.
it, I don't,
And game one, I go back to game one too. Clippers should have had game one, but this
dude.
also is a case of, like, that's the Clippers, dude. Like, the Clippers are a tortured franchise. They never nothing good ever happens to the Clips.
Yeah.
It's always bad. And so this was kind of a classic, like, Clippers. I mean, lay a total egg in game seven after giving some hope in game six. Like, this game was over from the jump. It was gross from, like, mid second quarter to end of the third quarter. That was disgusting from the Clips. Like, didn't know what to think.
And it pisses me off because I think like Kawhi doesn't have a lot left in the tank. Like his knees are hanging on by fucking paper clips.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I like watching Kawhi. Like
me too.
he's always the same guy. You're always gonna. You've got that guy since he was on the Spurs, beating LeBron in the finals. Like you're same guy
Yeah,
always. Raptors. I mean, I just hope he's got a couple more years in him. That's all
yeah.
I hope.
I hope so. I get nervous when I see him run full speed, like trying to catch up on a defensive fast break. I'm like, no, just let him score. It's
He
fine,
Loki has the best pull up in the NBA.
dude.
Like mid
Sometimes
range
I
pull up in someone's face.
sometimes I swear, like, he shoots that little, like, it's like a zoop, just like
Yeah.
straight into the hoop. I swear his brain is just like going the hoop, and it just
It's not
right
even like a swish,
same
it just
way.
hits like back rim and then falls
Back
down. It's
exactly
awesome.
every time.
It's awesome. But enough fucking getting pissed off. I guess we could be pissed off about this because we both wanted to pull for the Pistons because the Knicks are so fucking boring. But Um, yeah, the Pistons took a tough loss to the Knicks. I mean, sent
Yep.
fucking Asar off the screen.
Yep. Right after I said Asar was putting him in a box,
We do
the
that. We do
possession
that too
before.
often.
Yeah, I spoke too soon on that, and I might have spoke too soon on. And then Brunson dropped 40.
Yeah,
After I said Cade was better than Brunson, I still think long term Cade's better than Brunson,
I agree. I agree.
but that was a crazy Brunson game, and the Knicks won. But I think it should be alarming for Knicks fans, and I think it is because I haven't seen a single Knicks fan be like, "Watch out for us against the Celtics," because it should be alarming to them that they went 6 games and should have gone seven, maybe should have lost to the Pistons. Like if they call that Tim Hardaway, the foul on Josh Hart on Tim Hardaway,
Oh yeah.
game four, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
If they call that, the Pistons are trying to close it out the other night. So it's like I and the Pistons, like, I'm happy about the story. They're a really good up and coming team, but like, dude, Malik Beasley is out there in crunch time, and I know he shot awesome from three, and he was like basically Klay Thompson this year, but like, dude, Malik Beasley is out there in crunch time. Like, that's a
Malik,
lot different than when Tatum and Brown and like Derek White are out in crunch time. That's a lot different. So
Malik, Gary, Trent Jr.
Malik, Gary,
Dude,
Malik, Trent Jr.
they both ate way too much fucking popcorn before the final possessions, dude. God damn.
It's tough
But
to. Popcorn's good. It's just tough. It's tough to lay
yeah,
off, especially when you're nervous.
I
Going
mean,
into that last possession.
the only thing I have for this Pistons team is they need one more person. They need just one more. I don't know if it's a superstar or if it's just a playmaker, but they need one more Cade, in my opinion. Like I love their role players, like with Tobias, Tim Hardaway, Malik, um, and fucking Asar needs a jumper, dude. He
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
be having 10 to 8 dunks a game, and that's all he's got. Like,
No, yeah. Asar needs to get like step him both the Thompson twins who we love, but they need to step it up in terms of just their outside game. I mean, we see people dropping off of them in the playoffs so far,
yeah,
and they're still able to affect the game because they're awesome defenders and they're good at pushing the pace.
hmm
But yeah, Asar needs to develop a jumper because he's an awesome defender and he's an awesome playmaker right now. I mean, he's 22, so they're young.
they're all
Cade's,
really young.
yeah, Cade's a kid too, so it's like they're all super young.
Is
I'm really
Jalen young
excited.
too? Jalen Duren?
Yeah, Duren is 21, dude,
Yeah, dude. Like, if you
and
keep that group,
they didn't have Ivy. They didn't have Jaden Ivy all year, and
that
Jaden
is
Ivey's
true.
22, and he's a playmaker as well. He got hurt
hmm
at the beginning of the year, so I think him coming back will be big. But they need to like I hate saying this because I thought Tobias was like really important to them, like building their identity as a, like as a veteran on the team, helping them kind of figure out how they want to do things. But they need to have somebody in that spot that's better, and like in that veteran making that much money type spot. They need to package him, and I mean, I don't know, him and Malik and a pick or something for
KD.
like that would be terrible
That'd
for me, but
be, that'd be sick.
KD on that team would be. You know what? Actually, I don't wish that upon them because as much as I love KD, every team he goes to ends up depressed. And yeah, I'm lashing out a little bit as a Suns fan, but like, look at the Nets post KD. Uh,
Yeah.
Draymond punched Jordan Poole in the face after KD. No, I'm just kidding. That was way after KD left, but still, um, the KD teams end up unhappy, and I don't want that for Cade and this feel good Pistons team. But they do need somebody like a good like go to scorer other than Cade.
And I mean, who do the Knicks have next? Do they have the Ticks?
Celtics.
Yeah, dude, it's over.
That's what
It's
I'm saying. Yeah, it's
it's
like, and I,
game.
I haven't heard a single. And Knicks fans are loud online. I haven't heard a single one of them say like, "Watch out for us against the Ticks." I think they know, unless
Dude,
there's like a crazy injury or something, like it's not happening.
I mean, it's the same thing with OKC. Like, imagine being Jalen Brunson and you're playing what, like fucking 44 minutes, and you get Drew Holiday out of the game, and then look who comes in, Derek White.
Derek White, and
You're
even like I like this is gonna sound silly if you don't watch a lot of Celtics, but like Jalen Brunson is not very big.
no, he's
They
like
can
six
even
foot, bro. He's so
Yeah,
small.
he's a small guy. So like what I'm about to say in like a vacuum sounds crazy, but Peyton Pritchard could come into the game after Drew Holiday and play pretty good against Brunson. I
Yeah,
think because at least he tries.
dude.
Um,
And I'm gonna
for
be
sure.
completely honest. Like pick and roll, like Al Horford's good at guarding the perimeter. Um,
Kristaps,
Kristaps is good as, and then who's the other one? Hauser.
Hauser.
They're all good at guarding the perimeter, dude. Like, and Cat is just, he's not going to roll. He's just going to fade to the 3 point line every time.
No.
And it's like, Jaylen Brown can cover that. Like,
Yeah.
Drew Holiday can cover that. Derek White can cover that. It's,
Tatum also has gotten to this point of his career. I know that we're not like a huge Tatum pod, but like he's gotten to this point where in big defensive possessions, like if he's on Cat, I think he's getting a stop because,
yes.
or if he's on Brunson or whoever, like I think he's getting a stop. He's really good at defending without fouling in really high leverage situations. So,
Yes.
and he's stepped it up to another level. And I like that I'm starting to like watching Tatum a little more because, especially this past Magic series, he's getting like a little fuck you to him. Like he's getting a little bit
The
of
Joe
some,
Mazzulla effect,
he's
man.
showing some personality, which I like.
Mm. Mm.
Yep, Missoula's got him, showing his personality a little
He's
bit.
like, dude, you got to quit being a bitch, man.
Could be in a baby, dude.
Literally, I'd tell him the same fucking thing to his face.
um, but seriously, like the Knicks, this is a bad matchup for them. Um, and what's crazy is at the beginning of the year, it was like, hey, we built this team with OG, with Mikal, with Cat. This is supposed to be the team that can, match up physically with the Celtics, but they just don't have something is missing. It feels like a coaching thing to me, but I don't know.
Hibbs has been making some pretty crazy calls in these
Tibbs
playoffs.
is bad,
It's
man.
like
I'm sorry.
these weird rotations, sitting guys too long. I don't know. And then you know
It's just
who's
weird.
really weird is it Mitchell Robinson?
Yeah,
Dude, what the fuck? Like he's been in the league for a minute.
yeah. They
And
never played Mitch.
he's a hack a Shaq too.
Yeah, they
I
never
hate
played
that.
Mitch, but
Speaking of
he,
hack a Shaq, shout out Steven Adams. He fucking got his buckets with the hack a Shaq.
yeah, he's battling through it.
I love it.
He's
But
battling through it. He's a big Aussie. But the yeah, Mitchell Robinson minutes. I think he needs a little bit more minutes just to help him defensively. But
yeah.
I think just bigger picture, there's never really been a team other than like the Iverson Sixers that has successfully built around like a guard the size of Brunson.
Hmm.
Um, and I just think they get too Brunson centric with the team, as we've said before. Like you have Carl Anthony Towns, who's a good playmaking big man. I watched Mikal play on the Suns and then play for the Nets and be a good playmaker. OG, I've seen him win a championship, but I think with OG, it's a mentality thing. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. And so, but it's just like you have other playmakers on the team, and it could be like those guys not having, they have the mentality to defer as well, but I think it's just because it's Brunson's team. And I think building around a point guard that's that small is just risky at the end of the day.
It's also tough when you don't get your shots up. Like if Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson's, he's always gonna get his shots up, but if you're only getting a look at the hoop like once or
Yeah.
twice every quarter, and you're expecting to put out like good numbers as far as points, so like, I mean, if Cat doesn't drop 25 to 30 in all of these games, there's no shot. Like I bet they steal one, but
Yeah.
that's it. And the only way they steal one really is if the Celtics somehow get hurt,
Get in
like
foul
we saw.
trouble.
That
Foul
too, yeah.
trouble, get hurt, or just like a weird Jalen Brown game or something. Like that's the only way.
Yeah.
I'll be interested to see how healthy Drew is because I do think that's big for the Celtics as they continue
Hmm.
playoffs. But yeah, I think that that's going to be a rough series for the Knicks.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Another one earlier today, Pacers Cavs. Pacers Cavs.
Benny, the Butcher,
Benny the Butcher.
Benedict. He's a psycho.
Psycho.
I love that guy.
Yeah. He
Absolutely love that guy.
he was flying around today. Like I texted you right away. I was like, bro, Benny's going crazy. He didn't even have like great numbers, but he was like impact guy.
He made a couple big threes though. Like I was listening to the game on my drive home, and um, I just felt like when they needed a big shot, Benny was hitting it, and same with Nemhard.
Yeah. Nemhard, Naismith too. Um, Nemhard had two in the fourth quarter. I'm pretty sure, pretty much to like just make
Big threes.
separate that gap.
Yeah.
Um, I think this game was pretty much a case of the Cavs have been off for a good amount of time, and the Pacers just came off a pretty like decent
Yeah.
series, I guess.
I think the
But
Pacers shot the lights out too,
yeah.
from three especially. It was just like one of those really good shooting games on the road.
Hmm.
So I thought that was, I mean, that's kind of the way that I saw it. And then Mitchell didn't shoot very well from three. I know he still had 30 points because he's going to get his points, especially with Garland not in the game.
Yeah, that was the
Um,
biggest thing
yeah,
for the Cavs, I think. Like
yeah,
they really
not
didn't
having
have
Garland.
anything to revolve around, and then it was really, really rough seeing fucking Donovan Mitchell on the bench, and then Struess and uh, who's it? TJ
Yeah,
were both in.
Struess and Okoro were in at the same time at one point, and that was rough to watch. And
Well, who was the guy that was the six man of the year running?
oh, Ty Jerome,
Yeah, Ty Jerome. They were both in the game, and it's like,
Struess,
that's
Jerome, and Okoro all at once is a rough look.
yeah, that's not a good look. But I think realistically, I think that the Cavs need to do more of Mobley and Jarrett Allen in together at the same time. I know that they both need their rest, but I really think that's the only way. Because like the Pacers, they kind of like beat you up. Like they are good at crashing the boards. They're good at rebounds, like rebounding on the defensive end as well. Um, Miles Turner, like that dude, he's going crazy for the city, man. Like
Yeah,
he's the only guy that's been there since he was drafted.
yeah,
And I mean, Spicy P, he's been kind of shaky all year and especially this playoffs, but
good
like
first
it
quarter though
I
from
was gonna
him.
say what, he had 8 in the first, something
Yeah,
like
he had
that.
like 8 or 9 in the first, and he was pretty consistent.
Like the numbers in this game were so equally spread and like Tyrese did his thing, 22, 13, and 3, dude. It's like
Well, these teams are more even. They're basically like the Cavs are basically just the Cavs and the Pacers are like the same team, but the Cavs are just better essentially. Like I still think the Cavs are going to win the series, especially if Garland comes back. I think it's going to be
yeah.
competitive and go like 7 games. I wouldn't be surprised if it went seven and the Cavs barely win in seven. But
Hmm.
basically, the Pacers like they both play really good movement offense with like tons of back cutting. They do things really fast. Like they don't get out on the break a lot, either team, but their half court offense is very fast and they score early sometimes. And so I think they both run a similar offense. They both have a similar rotation that they run. They
Yeah.
have like similar bigs. The only difference is that the Pacers had to play some Thomas Bryant minutes today, which was crazy. But
But he got his
um,
buckets, dude.
yeah, I guess. But I'm not a big Tom Bryant guy. But
No.
maybe not in round two of the playoffs against the number one seed. But they won, so I can't say too much. But what I'm saying is they play similar styles. They're like a similar team, and it's just the Cavs are the better version. But the Pacers are really good, and so I see this going 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And especially if Garland like comes back and he's not 100%, he doesn't look very good. That's where it gets kind of dicey
Yeah.
for the Cavs.
I think the Cavs are kind of like going into the series like, oh, we're gonna win. Like this is gonna be a cakewalk. We deserve to be here. We deserve to be in the Eastern Conference Finals. And then this Pacers team is like, I think they're kind of taking the identity of the whole underrated Hal- Tyrese Halliburton thing, and it's
No one
like
believes in us.
exactly, and it's like where you can't get any lower than that. So might as well win some fucking games and like shock the world. Like it's very much Cinderella story vibes for me.
Yep. And they rally around Halliburton and they rally around like nobody believes in us type of vibe in general.
Yeah,
Um, because I think people just don't watch the Pacers in the regular season. They're not on national TV a lot. Like I watch the Pacers because I'm on League Pass watching them. I think they're a fun team where they score a lot. And Halliburton, I really like Halliburton a lot as a player. I still can't believe the Kings made that trade. I know this Sabonis trade has been fine for them, but that still to me is crazy. Um, because I've always liked Halliburton, but that they're also Kenny Atkinson and Rick Carlisle are both really good coaches, so like it's pretty even coaching wise to me. So this, I mean, this series is more even than I think people wanted to admit coming into it. Um, I still think the Cavs are the better team and they're going to win, but I just wouldn't be surprised if the Pacers they just have more of a chance than I think people wanted to give them. So I do. I thought even before this game it was going to go seven, and I wouldn't have been surprised seeing that the Pacers won for the first game at home with no Garland. It doesn't surprise me the way that it might have surprised other people. So I
Yeah.
like watching the Pacers. I'd like to watch more of them and this Cavs team as well because I think they both play really aesthetically pleasing offensive basketball. So
Yeah. And
keep it coming.
also, I just wanted to say that like this is Donovan's third year in a row making it to the second round, and he hasn't made it out.
Yep.
So like you could tell today, like he was like, "Fuck, man! Like, is this really gonna happen again?" And he was like, kind of took it upon himself to. I mean, what he still dropped like 30.
Yeah. He didn't shoot very well from three, not very efficient, but
Yeah.
and I love Donovan Mitchell. I have like a I loved those old Jazz teams. I thought they played
Hmm.
really fun playoff series. It was always really exciting there. Like the fans are great, and he's doing the same thing in Cleveland now, where the fans love him and he gets hot quick and they get excited. So I would love to see him push to a conference finals because selfishly, I really do want to see Cavs Celtics. I just think those are the two best teams, and
Yeah.
you know, I'd be happy to see the Pacers too, but I want to see Donovan Mitchell in a big moment like that, and how he does.
Yeah. Because I think anyone else against the Celtics is gonna be cakewalk.
Yeah, Celtics are that good.
Yeah. I mean, shit, dude.
Game seven just wrapped
Game.
up a few
Oh
minutes
fuck.
ago.
I didn't see it. Sorry to everyone else. I had a very nice soccer game.
Yeah, this is an athletic pod.
Hmm.
Chandler, how'd you do at the soccer game?
We won 3-1. One score goal, sadly. But this medal right here is from last year.
Complete
MVP,
domination.
complete domination. But we'll have
Dominant.
another one up here
Yep,
soon.
dominant
And
performance.
don't want to. Noah also ran a fucking 7 miles today.
Yeah, shout out to Bloomsday in Spokane. I was out there cooking.
Hmm.
Um, I was moving, finished in an hour, 7.6 miles, an hour exactly. The winner finished in 34 minutes, which is crazy. That's a 4:30 pace for anybody doing the math on that.
That's
Um,
fucking
so
stupid.
yeah, the winner was total stud. But you know, we ball. This is an athletic pod,
We're out here.
but I did get to watch Game Seven, pretty much the whole thing. Rockets Warriors,
Your take
total
came
rock
true.
fight.
Your take came true, man. That's all that matters. I mean, I'm in the gutter
Yep.
here.
Warriors moved on. It was a total rock fight, just as the rest of the games have been. Both these teams can really get stuck in the mud offensively. I mean, the Rockets just don't have they Jalen Green isn't that guy yet. I think he could be still
He had a
at
terrible
some point.
series.
Yeah, other than that second game, he had a really bad series, but I still think he's really young. He could still get there. Thompson had an awesome game today, and Thompson had a couple really good games, but like we said about his brother too, like they just need to work on their jumper. He's still young. They just need some time, but Thompson was awesome today. Um, but it just wasn't enough. And Thompson also tweaked his calf whenever they were kind of trying to make a comeback. And when he came out, they just kind of self-destructed at that point. But both these teams, but especially the Rockets, just get stuck in the mud offensively and they start to not know where to go. It happens to the Warriors too, though. Like when they're starting to rough up Steph and not call anything, and then Jimmy can get a little indecisive, and Draymond can get a little like they just get a little too like they're all making the right pass, but it's almost just because nobody wants to shoot sometimes, and then Steph is locked up, and so and then somehow it ends up in the hands of like Podzemski, which I like. I like Pods, but it's like with a big shot. I don't think it's going in yet. He's not at that point. Meaningless shot. Like not meaningless. That sounds mean, but like not super high stakes shot. Big like three
It's wide open.
to go up eight when you're up five in the second. I think it's going in every time when Pod shoots it. But in the
Hmm.
fourth, I get a little bit nervous. So I'm happy that the Warriors are moving on. I want to see another series of Steph. And I'm happy for the Rockets on a good season, and they're another team like the Pistons that might have to shake it up a little bit this offseason and try and go for it a little bit more and get like a go-to scorer.
Yeah.
That feels more like a KD team to me. But
A lot of
the
people have
main
been
thing,
saying it.
yeah, it's almost too obvious to me, but we'll see. The main thing, looking forward to next series, because this game was a rock fight, and then it ended up with just Jimmy and Steph kind of separating at the end. And shout out to Buddy Hield for the 30 bomb.
He showed up.
I don't
He's
know where
had
that came from.
one of the worst playoffs like ever.
Yeah, I literally don't know where that came from. He couldn't miss for pretty much the whole game. So shout out to Buddy for that. But looking forward to next series. I think this is a rough matchup for the Warriors against a huge Timberwolves team because the Warriors seriously are running out a lineup that's like this. It's the smallest lineup I've ever seen. They're going Pods, Healed, Steph, Jimmy, Draymond. That's with Gobert on the floor
I
and Nas Reed and McDaniels. Like,
was gonna say,
that's just not going to work.
who guards who? Jimmy was listed as the power forward tonight, man.
That's what I'm
Draymond's the
saying.
center. You put Draymond on Rudy and fucking
He's going to put him in a
uh
headlock again.
yeah. Dude, I mean Rudy might as well do what he did game 5 against the Lakers, bro.
Yeah.
Drop 27, 27, 27. We might see some Wilt numbers, man.
Yeah, it's just going to be tough because you saw what Steven Adams did to them on the glass.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, imagine, like, the Wolves aren't going to do this because this would maybe put them at a disadvantage. But, like, what if they just threw Julius, and Rudy out there at the same time and just crashed the glass?
Dude, they
Like,
could.
they definitely could. I don't think they will, but
I
they
mean,
could.
Julius pretty much plays the three. Nas
Yeah.
can play the three. Like
Yeah. It's
the only thing I would say off ball with Steph, like Steph's probably going to be open a majority of
yeah.
the time. But I
No,
don't know.
exactly.
I was going to say this game 6, that was so painful watching Steph just force up so many threes. And I was like, dude, you got to like I was kind of glad Steve Kerr took him out with like 3 minutes left. I was like, you got to just let someone else shoot the ball, man. Like this is painful.
His hand's definitely bothering him. You can tell.
Have you
Uh,
seen the picture of it?
yeah. It's
That
all
shit
like,
is fat.
yeah. It's definitely bothering him. You can tell it's tough. And then Jimmy's still playing through something as well. And Steve Kerr has said if this was the regular season, he wouldn't be playing. Like he just
Yeah.
wouldn't be. He's not 100%. They're just an older team, and they like the fact that this went 7 with a really physical young Rockets team. Like they're limping into this series against Minnesota, and Minnesota's coming in pretty fresh. I mean, the Lakers, that was the least physical series of any of
Oh,
these.
yeah.
These have all been super physical, like kind of old school basketball series, other than that Minnesota Lakers series where the Lakers just like didn't want anything to do with the physicality of the Wolves. They just were like, yeah, it's okay, whatever. So they're coming in fresh, and the Warriors are kind of limping in. So I think this could be kind of an ugly series too. The Rockets on paper would have been a more interesting matchup, like physically, with
Mhm.
the Wolves. I still think the Wolves would have beat either of them, but
Yeah. I think it's gonna be fun seeing Draymond and fucking Ant talk shit to each other. That's gonna
and
be
Rudy,
nice.
Draymond hates Rudy, so
Why? I don't understand. I don't think Rudy could be that kind of guy to hate. I feel like he's just like the guy you don't really understand because he's like speaking French and shit, and he's just like he's just another guy.
guys don't like Rudy. Like Luca does not like Rudy.
It's so weird.
Um, Draymond does not like Rudy. Guys don't like Rudy. It's weird.
I don't know. I just don't see it, man. Rudy looks like a nice guy to me. I don't know.
He seems fine to me. I don't. I think Rudy's. I like when Rudy plays well, and I like that Ant likes Rudy because it seems like everybody hates Rudy. So I like that he's such a good. That's like his guy. He's such a good teammate to him.
Yeah.
Like I saw a video where he was telling the Lakers to congratulate him.
Yeah. He
Congratulate,
told LeBron. He
said,
told LeBron to his
congratulate my
face.
fucking teammate.
Yeah, man. He said he just dropped 27 on y'all. Ant was going crazy in the presser too.
Yeah, yeah.
He called him a dragon.
Did you see he said his favorite movie is Matilda?
What the? Rudy's is?
No, ants.
Ants?
Yeah, because he was walking in LA doing a lap, and
Mm-hmm.
some reporter, Ant made like a Boys in the Hood reference, and this reporter was like, "Is that your favorite movie, Boys in the Hood?" And he goes, "No, my favorite movie's Matilda."
What he said? He said Ant-Man, Batman, Superman, Wolves and Five.
Yeah,
Bro, top five sketchiest places to walk around after you just beat the home team. Like, are
I
you?
think that's what's crazy about Ant is that Ant is so likable that nobody even gave a shit.
Yeah,
Like it's crazy. Like he just people just like the guy. I don't know.
I mean, I like Ant. That shit. He's funny. He
Yep.
talks his shit. He fucking balls out every night.
Hey, the
Oh,
Wolves dominated the Suns last year in a playoff series, and I found it hard not like I found it hard to be mad in the moment during the game. I'd be like, "Fuck Ant," but
yeah.
after the game when he's talking, I'm like, "He's right. They just killed us."
So I would compare. This is a crazy comparison, but I would compare Ant to Lamar Jackson. Like
Okay.
you, especially being a Steelers fan, like I hate playing against him at every time, like every game. But then I'm like, damn, he's fucking that dude is nice, and like
And he's funny.
exactly, he's funny. Like you can't hate him. He doesn't say any out of pocket shit ever. Like he's just
Big
that guy.
trust.
Big trust. He's just that guy. And I mean,
Yeah.
I mean that's a great comparison. Like
Yeah.
I think
Very
that
comfortable in his own skin. I think that's the biggest thing with Ant is that he's just comfortable being himself, and he's
well,
you can tell he's being authentic. Where I think that's where we get. That's why I'm happy I'm seeing Tatum come out of his shell a little bit because I feel like with him and some of the other big stars, they're obviously being media trained and they're very corporate. They're very just like I love basketball and it's good and I love my family and we're doing good.
yeah,
That's like their entire press conference. But I like you can tell when Ant gets up there that it's him,
yeah.
authentic. That's what's great. Same with
But
Lamar. So that's a good comparison.
I mean, you said the same thing. I mean, with Jason Tatum, like you see the commercials. Even Jason
Yeah,
Tatum's commercial is like, "I do this forever, like for my family," or
I
some
save
shit.
money for retirement for my family. Was
Yeah,
so fire.
and then you see the Ant one, and he's like, "Ant, why do you dunk so much?" He's like, "So they can see my sneak it." It's so funny, bro.
And
So
he's yeah,
funny.
no, and he's hilarious. And then it's him like singing with his friend in the car. That's another one.
Yeah,
So it's
so
like, yeah, no, it's easy to see why he's so likable.
bro, they gotta stop with the SGA and fucking Chet commercials. Those are bad.
You don't like the SGA chat
You remember
commercials?
the one last year when they were like
They're insane.
singing?
Yeah,
Bro, that was bad. And then this year where they're like wearing the same shit.
the
Mm-mm,
hats.
mm-mm.
Yeah, I
We
don't find
can't.
Chet to be very funny, but he's awesome on the court. I like watching him play.
We can't do that. We can't do that. But let's switch to some ball. I just
Ground
wanted
ball.
to ask you about what the fuck is going on with the Yankees.
Yeah, man, it's I'm
You
gonna
want me to
blame
just
it all
list
on
them
the
out for
injuries.
you? You want me to
Yeah,
list them out for you?
go ahead, give me the injury. Go ahead, give me the injury report.
Uh, Volpe with the shoulder, he's day to day. Schmidt, he's got a left flank soreness. He'll be back hopefully this month. Jazz is out. Stroman's out, which is not the worst thing.
That's
Luis
wild.
Gill's still out. Stanton's supposed to return this month, but it's not looking good. Jake Cousins, one of your pitchers, forearm. Clayton Beater,
Yep.
arm. Uh, Jonathan Loaisaga, UCL
Yep.
surgery, tough. Scott Efros, I don't know who it is, but that's another arm in the pen,
Yep.
dude. JT Budabaker, he's out
Yep.
with some ribs. To be determined. Obviously, Garrett Cole is out. Chase
Sad.
Hampton is out with Tommy John. And then the weirdest thing, because I was actually wanted to watch the Yankees game, and I was like, bro, where's Trent Grisham? And then paternity leave, man.
Yep.
He had to take his time.
Yep. Trent had to go take his time, which shout out to Trent. Congrats on the sex.
Yeah, and a kid.
Yeah. So
Shit.
he's at least had
A
sex one time.
twofer.
So shout out to him for that. Um, which and he's been the man this year. He's an all-star. I'll start the campaign right now. Trent Grisham's an all-star.
Dude, I mean, him and Ben.
Yep.
I like Ben. Ben's a dog. After
Ben
seeing that one
Rice,
edit, yeah, that shit's fire.
where he can speak Spanish.
Yeah, that shit's fire, dude. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, yeah,
I might just post that to everything and just be like, this is why I like Ben Rice.
Ben Rice might be the best Dominican Yankee to wear 22 ever. Wait,
Damn.
what?
Damn.
Um, anyway, oh yeah, there's that. There's a big guy in Queens that wears 22. He's okay.
Pete
Um,
Alonso.
yeah, it's Pete. Yeah, so the Yankees, we're getting bit by the injury bug again. You know, this happens from time to time. We're an older team overall, but what sucks is that some of the young guys are getting hurt, like Jazz and Volpe.
Which is,
Which,
you can't have that.
yeah, seeing Volpedo get hurt the other day, it was pretty clear. He stayed in the game afterwards, but it was pretty clear that he fucked up his shoulder pretty bad. And so I'm worried that's going to be long term. Thankfully, Clark Schmidt is supposed to start on Tuesday. They just supposed to start back, but
Yeah.
he's had injury issues last year and this year already. So it's one of those things where you just get worried every time he's on the injured report ever. Um, Stanton, I've been pretty convinced isn't going to come back until it's like winning time, like
I also
August.
I have a question for you about Stanton. Do you know
Yeah,
what his injury is?
yeah, it's both of his forearms and like
He
his elbows.
tore both of his tendons in his elbows. How the
Yeah,
fuck do you do that?
yeah. So he said it happened in the playoffs last year, and which is crazy because he was mashing
Ah,
like all playoffs. So I don't know when it happened, but it never got better over the off season. Came to spring training, flared up again, and so that's why to me, I'm pretty convinced they're not going to push it with him until like August, which especially because Ben Rice is hitting and he's who's DHing most of the time. Um, like it's fine. I'm fine with Ben hitting because he rakes,
yes.
but we do need Stanton. There's a faction of Yankees fans that because Ben Rice is hitting are basically just saying fuck you to Stanton because of the contract and the age. But it's like, dude,
Do you see what he did in the playoffs last
we
year?
wouldn't have made the World Series last year if Stanton doesn't hit some of those insanely well timed giant bombs, G
Yes.
bombs. Okay,
I
big
mean,
G.
like him and Freddie Freeman were the two best players in the playoffs
Yes,
last year.
yes. Stanton was the best Yankee in the playoffs last year, hitting the baseball. Yes,
Yes.
which is crazy, but because Aaron Judge's on the team, but he was a no show last year in the playoffs. But I do,
Ooh.
so he was, and so. But Stanton, it's like one of those things I get pretty mad about certain Yankees fans where it's like, oh, well, okay, well, now that Ben Rice is hitting, I don't even care about checking in on Stanton. It's like, dude, I think we're going to need Stanton in the playoffs if we make it, like, because Ben Rice is still young. So worried about Jazz. I know they said it's like going to be a quick thing and that he feels good, but it's just one of those things where it's like both of your middle infielders being out at the same time is not good ever. So I'd
No.
like them to come back quicker, sooner rather than later. And then
Yeah.
the bullpen arms have been it's been like that all year. You know, Loizaга's coming back. Hopefully he'll be back from because his Tommy John is from last year, so he's working back from that.
Garrett
Brubaker
Cole.
hurt
Ooh.
his fucking ribs in spring training. Cousins is still working back from something. Efros, honestly, for all I care, every time Efros even has come back, he's been terrible. So don't care about that
It's
guy.
his hammy too. Pulled
Yeah,
it.
he can take a lap. I don't care about that guy at all. Now that I
You,
said that, he's gonna get a huge hold in the playoffs or something.
and then JT's still in what, AAA?
Yeah. So it's just been. Are you talking about DJ
Or
LeMahieu?
DJ, sorry. Well, there's a
Yeah,
yeah, I meant
DJ
DJ.
is still working back, which DJ is cooked. So Oswaldo and Everson are gonna keep playing third base. I think third base is a rough spot for us.
Oh,
That's a spot that I would love for us to like address in either the off season or at the trade deadline. But you know, tough injury bug for us. Um, I think this is just a weird year. Like I know we're still like right in the thick of things in the AL East, and we've lost two straight, and we're 19 and 15 now.
you
But
scared of the Red Sox? I would be.
never scared of the Red Sox.
I would.
Oh
I
no,
would.
I probably should be, but never am I. And and you'll never hear me say that out loud for people to hear
Mm.
ever. But if there was another version of me that wasn't talking right now, and that was just somewhere else, like just out there watching TV right now, he would probably be thinking that he's a little bit scared of the Boston Red Sox. But this version of me talking right now, fuck those guys, not scared.
I mean, you guys both are losing really weird games, to be
Yeah, this game
honest.
today was strange. Like, the Rays, like basically every time that the Rays have somebody come up to hit, I'm like, oh, that guy's hitting 150, and then they went
Bomb.
three for 4 today. They
Hmm.
had like 16 hits, and they haven't done that all year. So weird loss. And we also have a lot of people on the shelf. So
Yeah.
it's May, and Aaron Judge is still hitting 400. So
Every
we've got that
I love seeing the hey, a new Aaron Judge stat dropped.
new ridiculous Aaron. Hey, babe, wake up! New insane Aaron Judge stat just dropped.
He's just the best. He's gonna be
Yes.
the best.
Yes. And ESPN.com tried to write an article before the season saying, here's the top 100 baseball players, and they had Judge fourth. Fourth coming into the season.
Who was
That
ahead
is
of him?
wrong. They had
No.
and Shohei, Mookie, and I forget. Oh, Bobby Witt. Bobby Witt.
Bobby is balling, but he's not Aaron Judge.
Bobby's awesome, but he plays awesome shortstop, and I love Bobby Witt, but he is not Aaron Judge.
Mookie, you can't even say that Bobby Witt is like ahead of him just because. I mean, you
They were
can't.
projecting coming into this year, and I think with Judgy coming off of a tough playoff run, I think they were demoting him a little bit. But the only person you can even put in the same sentence, just based on past performance, is Shohei. But Shohei hasn't had a good year, so
No, no. He's just gonna be on the fucking Dodgers where
it
it's
just doesn't
just.
matter. The Dodgers are that good,
Yeah. Speaking of another team that just seems like they're that fucking good is the M's.
dude. Big Dumper has been hitting the shit out of the ball.
Jorge Polanco too, dude.
Jorge, their whole offense has been good.
Uh,
I saw somebody on Twitter accuse their offense of cheating from the Rangers, and all the Mariners fans are like saying, "I used to pray for times like this." They're accusing our offense of cheating. This is amazing. They're like, "This is fantastic. I never thought this would happen." So I'm
God
happy for
damn.
the M's, man. They're killing it.
I
And then
mean, dude, you
obviously,
look at the division, like the A's are in second.
I know, yeah. It's because the Astros are set for a down year. They sold a lot this offseason.
Yeah.
And they're aging a little bit, and their pitching just isn't up to par. And then the Rangers have been terrible. That's the big one
Hmm.
that surprised me is that the Rangers have been really bad. I thought they were going to compete in that division.
I think it's their starters. Like you have Evaldi, and then after that, it's kind of just
Well,
a
there's
toss
Degrom.
up.
It's
Oh shit, I
Degrom,
forgot about Degrom too.
and
I feel like
Degrom pitched
Degrom
well.
hasn't. Yeah, well, he's had how many starts has he had? Like four, and I think he's had like
He
maybe two good starts.
he pitched well today. He's pitched his last three have been really good. But prior to that, it wasn't Degrom,
Yeah.
vintage Degrom. But the Mariners, if they're going to score like this, I mean, it's going to be tough to keep up with them in that division. I know last year they had like a 8 or 9 game lead on the division in like June or July, and then they lost the division obviously and didn't make the playoffs. But I think this year is a different Astros team that's not going to come back and compete. And if your biggest competition is going to be this A's team playing in a minor league stadium, I think they can win the division easy,
Dude, but
especially with their
have you
starting
watched
pitch.
the A's game? They're fun.
The A's are fun. No, I like the A's, and Sevy's on that team. I always root for Sevy.
Yes.
Um, so go A's, I guess. But they are fun. They're interesting. I still feel weird like watching them because I thought it was just so gross the way they like put a shit product on the field, and now they're like, okay, let's put a decent product on the field now that we're definitely going to Vegas.
Yeah.
Um, but I, if that's their biggest competition, the Mariners are better than that team. So
Mhm.
especially their starting rotation, other than Sevy, who's the best starter in that division. But
Ooh.
just kidding,
With a
just off
division
vibes.
with Evaldi and fucking DeGrom.
Yeah,
Crazy.
just vibes.
Dan Framer. Framer has been like shit this year, though.
Yeah, and I mean, the entire starting rotation for the Mariners is awesome.
Yeah, they all could be all stars, honestly.
Gilbert, Wu, and
Castillo.
yep, Castillo. And then was it Bryce Miller?
Yeah,
He's a stud too. So
yeah. And then yeah, that division is, I'm liking it so far, but AL Central, we said it.
yep.
Tigers are doing their thing, man. They got a good pitching staff still. Their hitters are starting to come together. I mean, they have been all season.
Well coached
Uh,
too. AJ Hinch is a good manager.
yeah, I agree. And then they got this weird Guardians team sneaking up behind them. But it looks like Jose went down with a pretty weird injury today. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it's not anything bad, but
If he's
I
out
don't.
for any extended period of time, they're cooked.
Yeah, they are. Like,
They got
not
nobody
even
else.
is he like a guy that's probably gonna hit 300 with like 20 bombs, but I feel like he's the clubhouse guy too.
He's been there the longest, and I mean, shit, 20 bombs. Tried 30 bombs, dude. He's just
Yeah,
and he hits switch for them. I always forget that he hits switch, dude, and he's
so
awesome from
awesome,
both sides.
so
Um,
fucking cool.
and he's always got the biggest lip in that I've ever seen every time he comes up. So
And I will always respect him for fucking sitting down fucking Tim Anderson.
yeah,
The Tim Anderson's career would just started falling off as soon as he got knocked out.
from that point, yeah, now he's an Angel. That's when you
I
know
didn't
it's
even know
over.
that.
That's when you know it's over is when you get signed by the Angels to a 1 year, $10 million contract.
Huh. Scary, scary shit.
Yeah, it's rough.
Um, but
Padres. I don't know if you
the
wanted to hit on the Padres, but
yeah, I'm loving watching that division so much. That is,
yep.
other than the Rockies, obviously, which is pretty unfortunate that they're in that division and they're just getting fucking ran every time.
Dude, the Rockies, what the fuck?
Dude, that is so bad. How do you? I mean, before this weekend, they were 4-28.
Yeah,
Another
I
six. I
know.
think they won back to back.
And their problem isn't even like a lot of these teams that are bad, like, or that are their fans are mad at them because they're bad, like the Pirates or like
The White
the
Sox.
White Sox. They're mad because they're like, why aren't you spending money on the team? The Rockies spend money on the wrong stuff. They're like, Chris
Dude,
Bryant, dude, sure, you
Chris
can have a
Bryant
bunch
might
of
not
money
play again.
ever again. But
Yeah,
they're like, dude, you can have a bunch of money. Oh, you pitched okay here like a couple times. Kyle Freeland, here's a
take
bunch
it.
of money for you. We want you to have it.
Yeah,
Um, it's
dude.
like I don't get it.
Why not sign big time hitters? Why would you even pay a pitcher, bro? Like you could hit a pop up, fucking 100 feet into the air, and it's going out, dude.
When they were good, it was Troy Tulowitzki, Todd Helton, it was
Carlos
Carlos
Gonzalez.
Gonzalez, it was big hitters. Big hitters. Carlos Gonzalez is one of my all-time favorites. I
Dude,
love that guy.
I mean, Tulo too.
Tulo, that team was awesome, dude. I
Yeah.
like as a kid, you wanted to be Tulo. He was the man.
Yes.
And so,
Or Cargo. Cargo's
or Cargo, dude,
fucking
Cargo
dog.
had that sweet left-handed swing, like
Yeah.
just perfect.
Hmm.
His like leg kick was always so big. This is a tangent now, but his leg kick was always so big that it looked like he looked like he was gonna kick the ball or stop
Yeah.
the ball with his front foot, but then he would just plant it and hit a bomb.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I don't know why they don't go all in on hitters either, but I'm loving that division too. Other than them, the Padres, the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, it's a lot of fun.
The Giants. Giants are my
The
sleeper this
Giants,
year. I want the Giants out of the West.
yeah, I
It's
like the
gonna be
Giants
tough,
too.
but I
It is
want
going to
it.
be tough because what's crazy is like the Padres have been so awesome, and then the Dodgers just rip off like seven straight, and they're in first place, I think, right now.
They're in second now just because Luis Ariz was hurt for like a week or two,
Yeah,
and they kind of. I think honestly he wasn't. Did you see the play of how he got hurt?
yeah.
Yeah, I honestly don't think he was actually hurt. I think he kind of just needed some days off,
I
which
think
I
they
mean,
will. Yeah,
which is fine.
when it's
So
head stuff, I think like with the way that concussions are handled now, like with football, I think other sports too. Like if there's a chance of a concussion, they sit you down for a couple
yeah,
days.
yeah,
Which Arise, real quick, he's only struck out twice all year.
it's
That
crazy.
dude doesn't strike out
No,
like ever. I
he's
think I
like,
saw he struck out less than 100 times since 2023
I don't
total.
know. That I wouldn't be. I mean, he's hitting 306 right now.
All he does is
Crazy.
just hit the ball. It's crazy. He's
He's just
really really
like
good.
he's like a slap hitter. I mean, is he?
He doesn't hit
I
for any power.
no. That's
He's like
insane.
Ichiro. He's like Ichiro, kind of like from the left side. He just makes contact. He doesn't strike out. He never gives at bats away.
Bro,
The
do you
front
know
of their
what his
lineup is
career
awesome.
average is?
318.
322.
Ooh, that's pretty good, man. Yeah,
Bro,
he was a
that's
twin, right?
insane.
I
Three
think
years
he's
on
at
the
the Knicks.
Twins, 2 years on
Yeah,
Miami. Or no,
yeah, man.
4 years on the Twins, 2 years on Miami.
Yeah, yeah, he's a stud, dude.
That's
Um,
crazy. But like you obviously can see how the Padres fell off a couple games because he was out of the lineup.
yep,
I mean,
he sets everything up.
You're always good for a Tatis like double or bomb a game.
I
Um,
love Tatis too.
and then
Yeah,
Machado's like he's kind of up in the air, but they're kind of going through the injury bug too because
Jackson
fuck
Merrill.
Jackson Merrill and then I forgot the other one.
Oh,
I don't know.
Cronenworth.
Yeah, Cronenworth. And I mean, it's
Cronenworth.
tough, dude. When you got Xander Bogaerts in your four hole,
Yeah,
dude,
yeah, because he's
like,
not at that point of his career anymore. And same with
no.
Machado. Machado still makes awesome defensive plays, but he's not at the point of his career where he's like a 30 to 35 home run guy, like a really
No.
good WAR
Still
type
nails
guy.
on defense, though.
Dude, yeah, still a stud on defense. No, I've been loving watching that division. Even the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks play fun games because they can't really. Their bullpen sucks. So like they no lead is safe with them. Like they could be up 8-4 and then they lose like 10-8. So
I
they're fun.
mean, you saw the Josh Nail.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Imagine hitting four bombs and you're going back into the clubhouse with your head down.
Yeah. Well, not me. If I hit four bombs, I'm going back with my head up
I'm popping bottles.
and say that was a y'all problem.
I mean, dude, they're in second to last and they have a winning record. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
No, I know
Insane.
that division is rough.
It is rough, but I mean, I'm here for it. And then the Dodgers are going to do what the Dodgers are going to do. So we should probably just go to the next fucking division,
Yeah.
which is
Classic stuff.
the NL Central. I mean, weird.
Go Pirates.
Go Pirates. We didn't talk about the fan. He's okay.
Yeah. Thank God he's okay. I saw the video. Crazy. I
Did you
can't
see
believe that.
any, like, I kind of dove deep into it, but there was fans tweeting that were behind him in the stands, and they were like, yeah, he was fucked up. Like,
But
he
then
just jumped because he was excited and then just tripped over the rail.
I saw that like a Reddit post about that got posted on Twitter. But
Uh,
then some people were like, no, that's not true. And so I don't know what to believe with this. Like I it seems to me watching the video that he didn't was unaware of his surroundings, which would suggest to me that he might have been drunk. But like,
he did like three cartwheels in the air, dude.
yeah,
That's
I couldn't.
fucking wild.
I'm happy he's okay. The
Yeah.
video of him getting stretched out was scary, laying there like that. Like I mean, that's scary. You never want that to happen to anybody. So
Fuck no.
I couldn't believe that.
Dude, I think it's wild that it's that easy to fall over the rails. You think they'd have like something else there?
Yeah, no,
Like
I know.
straight onto the field, like a fucking
Yeah.
just beached whale. That's
Sometimes,
insane.
sometimes at a game, you look down and you're like, yep, I could definitely just fall right in there.
Dude, 21 feet.
Yeah.
Wild.
Shit happens at the ballpark.
Yeah.
Shit happens at the ballpark.
Mm.
This is totally different, but last year at a Mariners game, Julio, center field, everybody wants the ball, right? He's like, who am I going to throw it to?
Oh, damn.
Throws a laser. Girl's not paying attention, right in her head, falls down to the ground. Everybody looks at Julio. They're like, good job, dude. You did it. Hell yeah.
Dude, I always get scared of that when like outfielders are playing catch with like little kids and
Yeah.
they're low key like slinging it. I'm like, dude, I know you don't know how hard you're throwing it, but this kid can barely catch this
Yeah.
shit. And
This
he
kid
has
is
a
eight.
$20 mitt from fucking Goodwill.
This kid is 8.
Yes, you gotta chill. Like I like lollipopping it, that's cool, but
Yeah.
like straight just fucking just getting
Yeah.
something behind it is wild.
Gotta teach him some character.
Gotta teach that fucking character. But other than that, in that division, I mean, the Pirates are fucking ass. We don't even need to talk about it. The Cubs are still a team of destiny.
Yeah.
I love their lineup. Their pitching doesn't really come in for them, especially their bullpen, in crucial games. Like if they're not up by 6 or 4 going into the 7th, then you can kind of call it wraps, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But Kyle Tucker's on a tear. Is it Kurt Suzuki or what?
Suzuki.
Yeah, I don't know his first name.
I don't know.
Pico Armstrong, dog.
Pico Armstrong has
Nico
aura.
Homer? Yeah.
Horner.
Horner has been
Yeah.
playing fucking lights out. And then they're even getting some. What's their right fielder's name? I forgot. But
Well, that's
Cubs are fun to
Cutler,
watch.
but
No, who's the other outfielder? But Cubs are fun to watch.
no, Cubs are fun. I think I saw something from Fangraphs that like they have the highest percent chance to win the World Series for some reason. I don't know how they run that, but shout out to the Cubs for that.
Oh my God, did I say Kurt Suzuki? That guy's old
He's
as
been out
hell.
of the league for a while.
Yeah, that's fucking insane. I'm sorry about that. But Ian Happ and Dansby and Carson Kelly's been hitting fucking nukes. But
Dude, Carson Kelly was supposed to be a big time prospect for the Cardinals. Never panned out, but he's with the Cubs now, so let's
and
go.
he's hitting. He's a good defensive catcher. So
Yep.
Reds playing weird still
Hunter
always.
Green is still going to be the Cy Young though.
Which
My
is
Hunter Green Cy Young bet.
I wonder what the odds are right now.
I bet they've dropped a lot because when I got it, it was preseason, and it is plus 1,000. And now, if we go to MLB futures, Cy Young, where is it at? This is good podcasting. There it is. NL Cy Young, Hunter Green plus 465.
Mm.
So I
So
got
you
some
can
good
still get it
value.
in. What did
Yep.
you get it at?
Plus 1,000
I
before the year.
I might put some shit on it. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yep.
No,
Because
but they're getting
is the favorite. Weird. He hasn't pitched very well the last couple games.
no, but it's Skins. They need a face.
Yeah.
They put him on the show, dude. How are they not going to give him a fucking sack?
Exactly. It's true.
But then we got to go to your friends in the fucking Bronx, man. I think they only lose when I bet on them. I think they
Yanks?
only lose when I bet on them. No, the Mets.
Oh,
The
the
Mets?
Mets.
What did I say? The Bronx? Where are they?
Yeah, they're in Queens.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, that big old right fielder. He's in Queens.
he's been fucking playing like ass.
Yeah, but they've been winning. Doesn't matter. They're just good. They have a good team.
Have you seen the trade value thing that they got out of Soto? It's like similar to the like Bryce Young thing.
No.
I forgot who they got, but I think it's finally done, like the Bryce Young thing.
Yeah, it
And
is.
and they got some like pretty good. I mean, they got Dylan Cruz out of it, and what's that other guy's name? One of their outfielders that's young. Was it James Woods?
Oh, the Nationals.
Or
Yeah.
what did I say?
We were talking about Bryce Young, I think, is what you said. But were they comparing it to the Bryce Young trade?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, they got young guys and they're on their
Woods,
way up.
Cruz,
CJ Abrams.
Abrams, and then Mackenzie Gore.
Yeah, Mackenzie Gore, which I mean, he's kind of been not doing the best, but he's young, so
Still
and
a
he's
big lefty.
live arm.
Big lefty.
And he's skinny as fuck.
Yeah, but the Mets, it doesn't matter that Soto hasn't been like living up to the contract. It's they've just been winning still. Alonso's been on an absolute tear.
Their staff
pitching's
is
been
good.
better than I thought. Like the staff was going to be the part that I thought was going to hold them back, but they've been pretty good pitching.
Mhm.
So
And our dude Francisco Lindor, you can never hate Francisco.
no, yeah, he's the only Met that I'll tolerate. Well,
Yeah.
and I don't mind Alonso, but
What about Starling, dude?
who?
Starling Marte,
Oh, Starling. I mean,
Pirates legend.
yeah, Pirates legend, Diamondbacks legend, Mets legend, every team he's on. But
Legend.
Starling, I don't know, man. Come play left. He should have came and played left field in the Bronx when he could have. Now we
didn't
got
win it.
our outfield, but
He didn't want it.
yeah, he won't be a Yankee.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
but, I mean, that kind of you got Puck. I forgot.
Oh yeah, some puck. I just have quick puck. Just this is my shout out. Quick puck shout out. Shout out to Mikko Rantanen for the hat trick last night in Game 7 against his former team. So
Wow.
if you don't follow hockey, there was like a Luka Doncic trade, but in hockey, where Mikko Rantanen, who's like a top 5 playoff performer, I would say, in the game, but a really big wing, but kind of a polarizing player, similar to Luka, all of a sudden got traded to the Canes like overnight one night, and he was super blindsided by it. Then the Canes couldn't lock him up to a long-term deal, and they panicked and traded him before the deadline to the Stars. So the Dallas Stars locked him up. Stars play the Avalanche, his former team. They go to Game 7. Mikko, 3 goals in a win in Game 7. So shout out to Mikko Rantanen. I just had to give my guy a shout out there.
Shout out. And then your Kings lost too. I saw that. Or did they? Yeah.
Yeah, so the Kings lost to Edmonton. So Edmonton's moving on. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl. Get to see them some more. Dallas won last night, so they're moving on. Um, and then Canes are moving on. Jets
Jets.
just won in
Ooh,
double OT. So my Stanley Cup final is still live. Jets Canes. You
huge.
heard it here first.
Bet it now.
Yep, bet Jets Canes right now. But the puck has been it's
Fucking,
been good. It's been pucking for
fucking
sure.
good.
It's been pucking good.
Well,
Um,
I mean,
that's my puck talk.
I still need to watch some puck more. But my shout out, Shane Cleveland. Um, he donated a kidney to our boy Nate Robinson.
Let's
Nate
go.
Robinson he's making a good recovery now. He's looking for a kidney for 4 years. That's wild.
That is a
Probably
long time.
because you had to get such a short kidney for such a short man.
Gotta
But
fit his body.
dude, I didn't know that Nate was going through this shit when he was playing.
I didn't know that either.
That's wild. But yeah, he was like, I don't think the doctors gave him very much time before he got this kidney randomly. So shout out Shane Cleveland.
Hell yeah, Shane.
Thank you for saving our boy. Pacific Northwest dog,
Nate.
UW.
Dunk contest legend.
Yes. Knicks legend,
That's it.
Bulls legend,
Bull legends.
Nuggets
True.
legend.
Oh, no.
He was on some crazy teams. Celtics legend. Damn.
Wow. He's
Crazy,
got a good
crazy
weight.
team.
He's got a good jersey repertoire for Bulls, Celtics, Knicks.
Yeah.
Dude,
He's
that's
got
awesome.
he went on the Shaq tour.
Yeah, he did. He did. Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's it. Dang, that's all we got.
That's all we got.
All right. Well,
Thanks
shout
for
out to
watching.
Miko.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Follow the Twitter, subscribe,
Subscribe. Like
check out, yeah, like, check out the clips,
the clips. We've
comment how
been
much you hate the clips.
yeah, dislike, like, just keep putting them out there.
Yeah, anything you want to do, you can do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Follow the X out of pocket tweets probably every 30 minutes to hour and a half. So
yes.
if you like that, take it with what you will. And give us your takes.
Yep.
We only have 3 takes. So
Keep submitting your takes. We need more takes.
I don't even care if it's something stupid. Give it to me.
I want it to be stupid.
Yeah, I want it out of pocket. I want the most fan delusion ever. I mean, let's take it away. If you want to say Lamar Jackson is gonna be good, I'll give you $1.
Sure. Or you can be crazy. You can come in and say you think Jalen Milroe is going to start week 1 for the Seahawks. I don't know who would say that. I wouldn't say that, but that's an example of what you could say if you want to be crazy.
I'm
So
not gonna
I'll
lie.
bet that.
I saw some Justin Fields-esque video out there. Those balls look kind of wobbly, man.
They did look a little wobbly. Yeah, he still needs to work on it.
At least he's
Um,
fast as fuck.
and at least he's extremely respectful.
That's all that
His interviews
matters.
have been the most respectful I've ever seen. So
That's
I'm happy.
you. I, yeah, go Jalen.
Go Jalen.
I mean, if there's a dumpster fire in Seattle, at least you got that guy to fall back on.
Exactly. And on
Not
that note,
Vanilla
thanks
Vic.
for listening. Bye, y'all.
Later.